All right. Hello, everyone. Special video edition of this interview segment of the podcast. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. But today we have with us some very special guests. Phavors Music is here with us right now, live on the sticks. Are you fine with me calling you Phavors? Hopefully,
Yeah, that's
okay,
fine.
sick.
That makes it easier. Yeah.
All right, cool. So these guys are an indie rock, folk, semi-quasi ambient outfit. Where are you guys based out of? Do you mind me asking that?
No, yeah, we're based in Freehold, New Jersey-ish, central New Jersey, pretty much.
Gotcha. So on the East Coast here.
Exactly. Yeah, where are you guys based?
North of Baltimore.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing exciting happens where we are.
Same, dude. We live in New Jersey, so it's the same thing here.
I feel it. I guess we can kind of just get into it here. Tyler, do you have a starter off for us?
I mean, I can go real general here. I just wanted to ask what you guys are currently listening to. What do you guys have on play right now?
I'm listening to. Here, wait, Kayla, you go because
Okay. I've been listening to a lot of random stuff recently. I just put together a few playlists. I just came across the Frights, actually. Not sure if you've heard of them.
No, I haven't. Enlighten me.
They're pretty cool. Old punk vibe. But then at the same time, I've also been listening to some Fleetwood Mac.
The classics.
Yeah. So a mix of things.
Cool.
Yeah.
You, sir?
I've been listening to the new Strokes album a lot.
Yes.
Fuck yes. Fuck
Dude.
yes, dude.
Right? Isn't it such a great? I think they nailed it. I think it's
Oh
such
my
a
God.
great album.
It's great.
Understatement.
Right? Yeah, dude. For real, like some people were upset, but I think they just have bad taste and don't know what they're talking about. It's a great album.
They went back to a lot of stuff from their first project too, which was awesome.
Yeah, dude. You can hear that. You know, some stuff sounds brand new and other stuff just sounds classic.
Yeah.
It's just the perfect mix, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck Pitchfork in their opinion, because Pitchfork's always wrong.
If Pitchfork doesn't like something, it's probably a good album.
Yeah, honestly,
It's usually how it goes.
Pitchfork is a lot of times too busy sucking off people like Radiohead and Beck. Not that there's anything wrong with those artists, but they are untouchable. They are God to people like Rolling Stone and Pitchfork, and then everybody else, just fuck them. That's basically their philosophy.
Exactly, because it's like, I guess it's cool to hate the Strokes now or something. I mean, I get like, you can't hate on Radiohead ever. They've earned that. And actually, I listened to a lot of your guys' Radiohead discography audit, because Radiohead's actually my favorite band ever.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, damn, these guys are fucking awesome sound audit. Like, that's sick because they're
Thank you,
my
sir.
favorite. Yeah, no, dude, you guys nailed it. It was sick. But yeah, I get it. You can't touch Radiohead. They've earned that. But, I mean, you got to be fair to the Strokes. I mean, the fact that they're even still holding on is great, in my opinion. So
They're veterans as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
What's your favorite Radiohead album, if you don't mind me asking?
It's probably In Rainbows.
You are correct. Yes.
Yes. Dude,
Yes.
Dude,
that answer makes me happy. Thank you.
Good.
Very
I'm
much. You made
glad.
my day.
That's awesome. I made a new friend. This is sick.
Hell yeah. So I was wondering, since you guys are pretty new, and there's not a whole lot of info. I saw your website. Your website's pretty cool. Your website looks good, is the thing.
Thanks.
Like, your website looks sick. But I was wondering, like, what's the backstory here behind this project? What made you guys get into music? What's the story here?
Well, it's funny. I was talking to Kayla about this not too long ago, because everyone wants to know the story, but the story isn't all that cool at the moment. I mean, it was literally just like, yeah, okay, cool. I appreciate that, because it's just the truth. Sometimes, I mean, what happened was I was finishing up at Berkeley College of Music Online, and I had to finish an EP, record a 3-song EP. And I was like, fuck it. I'm doing my songs because I've been writing for years. I just never took the initiative to like record them, or I always have like an excuse, like nah, not now, later, this and that. I thought, let me do it now. And
Right.
I used to teach Kayla guitar, and I always knew she had a great voice. And when I was thinking about, I always wanted girl vocals. I just love girl vocals for the stuff I write. And I always thought, like, I remember I was like jumping between a bunch of people I know, because I know a lot of good singers, and I just kept coming back to Kayla because her voice is the most unique, and it just sounds super honest, and I wanted that. And so she was so down. She was great to work with, of course, and she's here right now too. I mean,
Yeah.
she's a great buddy for this. So
Oh, stop.
I was listening to your song with my girlfriend recently, and she turned to me and she was like, she sounds a lot like Billie Eilish.
yeah,
I've got it a few times.
And I was like, yeah, that's the vibe it gives off. I was also curious about like what it went into talking about the single Petals a little bit. What was the mindset going into that from the lyrical angle? I was curious about that. What was the sort of the inspiration from that corner?
yeah. So without totally giving the song away, it's it's obviously some kind of heartbreak song.
Yeah, that's what I was.
But
There was a lot of like melancholy coming off from it for me.
Good. I'm glad. That means you're getting it because people have interpreted it a little wrong, which is fine. I mean, any interpretation is a good one. I think that's what's cool about music. That's why I don't really like to give it away totally. But it's just like, I guess it's like the not so cool side of love. Like people like to sing about love like it's really great, and it is. Love's great, but there's also like that side of it that's not great.
Ups and downs, like everything has.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's the ambiguity, and that's the big thing about Phavors music in general. Just recognize the ambiguous nature of emotions and life scenarios, and knowing that it's two sides of the same coin usually when you're feeling one emotion. And Petals is a lot like that, where like the last lines are saying, I wish the wind would blow the petals away, but I'll keep just one and look at it some days. Kind of like, I want to get rid of this, but I also kind of don't. It's just like jumping between the two.
Back and forth. I got you. It's interesting that you mention ambiguity, because that's kind of the feeling that I was getting. There's sort of a very I like how you I'm sorry, I'm jumping between ideas here. I like how you kind of label yourself as a semi-ambient outfit, and I definitely can see you guys wear influences on your sleeve on your social media page, which is great. I can definitely hear, especially in the synths in the background, I can hear the ambiguous nature of Sigur Rós a lot of times, which is sick. I do think that is a heavy influence, and honestly, I am not complaining. Agata, I can never pronounce anything the band does, but Agatas Björkjön, there's no way I'm pronouncing that correctly. You're gonna have to correct me.
They're like one of my favorite bands, and I can only name like 4 songs by them. Like there's no point even thinking of like or trying to pronounce it.
Some of my favorite material ever comes off of that album. There was like their 2000 release, 1999, something around that. I went through a stint where I listened.
What did the album artwork look like?
It's blue with a fetus.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's the best.
You can't forget that. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Tyler, you got something?
Yeah. I mean, we're all kind of stuck inside right now, so I wanted to ask if you guys were, had stuff going on in the works, and if a wrench has been thrown in the mix now that everything has kind of come to a screeching halt, but individually what you are both doing to reach the next step and whatever you're putting out.
Staying creative.
Yeah. So I'm mastering the EP right now, so it's just about done. And I was listening last night. I think the batch I have now is the one that's good to go. So really, probably tomorrow or the next day, I can send it out to the distributors and stuff. And I'm, by the way, you guys are in the Cool Club now, so I'm going to send you guys the private SoundCloud link, and you guys can listen all you want.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Oh, special treatment. I like this deal.
Oh, come on. How can I not, man? You like Radiohead and Sigur Rós, and you actually listen to us. So, I mean, You're in the
Hell
family.
yeah. Why wouldn't we, dude? Music
Exactly.
speaks for itself. Always speaks for itself.
It does, man. I totally agree with that. And all right. So here's the thing. This quarantine thing, I think a lot of people were like, all right, this is sick. We can all be like more productive now and stuff. And that was not the case for me. It was immediately like just being a lazy fucking bum. And Animal Crossing came out, and I've been playing Animal Crossing like crazy, which is great, but it sucks. But here's the thing. This is the one time, well, it's not often that procrastination results in something good. And we had 3 songs written and recorded already. But this whole procrastination thing helped a lot because I randomly wrote a 4th song for the EP. And I love it. And I sent it to Kayla, and we have this system where like she has to put like a sock on her phone so she can sing into her phone and record. She recorded herself like 4 or 5 times and sent it to me, and I layered it in, and it's quite Sigur Rossi what I did with her. Actually, Kayla, I haven't even showed it to you yet. I should probably send it to you. So I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, but yeah. So other than that, like we also, me and Kayla had some songwriting FaceTime sessions, which, by the way, where you at with that, Kayla? Did you write any more?
I've been trying. I've been working on it.
It's okay.
Shower.
Yeah, I'm interested. Actually, I'm getting the feeling that Philip, you're kind of the you're kind of the guy behind the scenes doing most of the mixing and mastering and doing most of the production aspect of things. Kayla, I'm interested to hear what is a lot of your like songwriting input. How are you guys communicating, and what's the dynamic here between you two when it comes to songwriting and composing and that kind of deal?
Well, for the EP, these are all Phil's songs that he wrote himself. But just looking into the future, he started messing around with some stuff, showed me some stuff he was working on. And so I thought up some lyrics and thinking about working on that, turning that into a song. But other than that, it's really all Phil. My voice, but yeah, so in the future.
Gotcha. Are you planning on getting more in depth with songwriting in the future?
Maybe. I just kind of just comes to me in random spurts. It's not something
Always.
that I kind of focus on, but yeah.
Right. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, you're fine.
It's morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of times half of the equation is having the other person to bounce the things off of. Is this good? Is this not good? Because Ian and I have worked on a lot of stuff together too, and it's one of those things where when someone else is hearing it, it's a lot different than you hearing it. And even if they're not directly playing the instruments, directly putting the stuff in, having a second ear to everything makes a whole lot bigger of a difference.
All the world of difference. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. I don't like showing too many people the stuff we're working on, because I also think showing too many people is not productive, because then the vision gets all out of whack, and then you might start to worry about, well, this guy doesn't like it, but this one does, because at the end of the day, you have to do it for yourself.
Yeah,
no,
getting too hooked up on other people's opinions.
Yeah, it's never a good idea for creating art. I mean, at least not music, in my opinion, because we're not, Phavors isn't really, it's not like pop radio music.
Yeah.
It's clearly its own thing, and what's cool is that Kayla seems to really get it. Actually, when I first showed pedals to Kayla, we were like, I was just trying to get her to like remember the melody just to make sure it's in the right key for her and stuff, and she tweaked the melody at this one spot, and it blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck? I never thought of that. That's amazing. Like, what? That's sick. So Kayla's really good at tweaking things, and she did it with it's not a song we started recording yet, but it's that one you like, Kayla, the one with all the guitars and stuff. Yeah. And first of all, Kayla, turns out she's really great at writing lyrics. She showed me the lyrics she wrote, and I was like, dude, that's crazy. And then she changed the melody around, which was awesome too. I mean, like, so what's cool is that Kayla seems to really get what's going on. and she definitely improves the stuff we work on a lot, because whether it's a little thing or like completely redoing the melody, it's like, Kayla, you have a great ear for that, and it's awesome. And what sucks is I wish we could do more of that, but we're kind of in the middle of a pandemic right now,
Yeah.
and we
Just a
can't do
little
that.
bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I'm curious. This is out of my own curiosity. When did you start going to Berkeley? When was that? How long have you been a student there?
So I went to my community college for 2 or 3 years before it. So I finished up at Berkeley online. It was 2017, I guess.
Damn.
And,
Okay.
yeah, I had to expedite the process a bit. I was doing school like all year round. Like, it was rough. But it's actually great. Anyone listening who is interested in getting a music degree, the Berkeley
Berkeley's the
online
place to
degree
do
is
it.
sick. It uses the same professors, and the material is basically the same from what I've heard. I've talked to friends who have gone to Berkeley, and it's honestly, I've learned a crazy amount, and the Phavors EP wouldn't exist without my Berkeley knowledge. And also they focus on artistry, which is important too. They're not just like, this is how you make a pop song, They're like, no, figure out what you're good at, what you love, and we're gonna help you make it. And that's what I love the most about Berkeley, for sure.
Gotcha. I'm interested to hear because different people have different opinions about school and music and how that should be approached, how that should be dealt with. And a lot of times people will point to schools kind of, or allude to schools kind of stifling creativity in a lot of ways. A lot of times by kind of pushing things upon a student, like massive amounts of theory or massive amounts of one certain kind of music.
Yeah.
Massive amounts of studying counterpoint, Baroque music, Bach fugues, and stuff like that. And I've heard people who end up going to colleges and stuff like that, and they just end up hating music for it afterwards because everything's been shoved down their throats. Now, that hasn't necessarily been my personal experience with it. I think music and school can kind of go hand in hand depending on where you are. But this is kind of like a question for the both of you. Where does school and music kind of meet for you? Like, what kind of music education would be the ideal?
That's a great question. And what you're talking about is really true in a lot of ways. I guess I can definitely see how school can totally fuck up your artistry, or how you see music. Because what it does is, especially like music theory. Let's talk about music theory. I guess like music theory kind of breaks it down into a science, into a roadmap, where sometimes it's
Almost
best
a
to not.
mathematics course.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You literally do math when you're doing music theory, and maybe you shouldn't be doing that when you're writing a song. I mean, for me, I learned theory at a young age, and youngish. I was like 17, 18
Younger.
when I younger. I was like when I was really getting into it, and I learned how to make it my own thing, where at first you obsess over, you want to do all the scales and stuff, but then eventually you're like, okay, well, I like this, I like that, and this and that. So when I was doing it in Berkeley, I had like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, where like Berkeley theory was just like jazz theory. So obviously I don't really have much use for that. And I recognize, okay, I'm not passionate about jazz, so I'm not going to really pay attention to this. I'm just going to get the grade, and I'm not going to really apply it to my writing. Maybe one day I will, but I think sometimes people confuse theory with being like the answer to music. They think it's like, I know it's a thing that a lot of guitarists have. They're like, oh, I got to learn theory. But I mean, unless you want to do crazy solos, mathematical solos and stuff, you don't really need it. It can influence you just like anything else. Just like learning a new chord can influence you, or learning, I don't know, one of your favorite songs can influence you. Theory can influence you, but you don't want it to be a map for your music. That's what I would say. So if you're going to school, you want to balance it, just have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Remember what you love, keep an open mind, and don't be afraid to shut things down. If you're like, I don't like that, that's fine, man. You're not supposed to like everything. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
That was a good fucking answer.
Don't have much of a an opinion on the subject because I'm still in high school. I don't go to school. I don't know anything really about music theory. I've just always been into music for my whole life, obviously. I used to dance.
Gotcha.
I've always sang, but
So music and school has sort of been a little bit more separate for you?
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But see, that's great because Kayla's a great example of it, like where she hasn't had the opportunity yet to take like a music theory class, or I don't know, maybe you have in your school, but you chose not to, which is fine. She has such, I mean, her voice, I mean, you heard it on Pedals. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
it's unreal. It's just really, it's so intimate and emotional, and it's just so, I mean, she nailed it. And, she didn't need school for that. But maybe some people would learn that in school.
You don't need a massive education to be musically talented and to write music and to be a part of music, right?
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Good. Me too. I feel that too.
Tyler, you got anything else?
Um,
About out of time.
we can do another question.
Great.
Have you guys had a chance to come together live yet in any capacity? Or is that down the road?
Yeah, we did one time. It was me and Kayla have a tendency to not prepare for anything ever.
Musicianitis.
So, yeah, dude. It wasn't bad though. It was actually pretty. You could see it on our Instagram actually. Basically, so I worked for a music academy, and that's where I met Kayla. That's where I taught her, and Kayla's still. I don't know, Kayla. Are you still doing lessons there right now?
Yeah,
Actually?
I haven't done them because of the whole
Got
pandemic thing. But once we go back, then I'll be back.
All right, because we're doing virtual lessons now and stuff. But before that, the academy was really like, it's like small. Everyone like knew each other, kind of thing. It was really nice. And so there was Kayla's like part of the, she's a vocal student there, and they invite the vocal students to a winery to perform their music, and they asked us if we could play our new song, and then we did Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, because I just found out Kayla loves Fleetwood Mac, and I'm like, oh, that's amazing, that's great. And Dreams is such a beautiful song, and it's so easy. It's just 2 chords, so I didn't have to practice or anything. It was great.
Yeah.
But of course, the day of the show, Kayla was like freaking out, like trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
And
I've been told if you don't have some nerves in some capacity going into a live event, you're not a human being, and you shouldn't be performing.
Yeah.
Totally. That makes me feel better. I think I might have too many nerves going into it, but I think we're gonna work on that. But now we can't work on it because,
it's always the case, man. Walking on stage is always like the hardest thing. Once you get there, it's fine. It gets better as soon as you're on stage and you're actually playing. You're at your instrument. Then you start to feel at home.
The build up to it is just
build up's the worst.
Yeah, you nailed it. That's totally right. I mean, it's like anything else. You're always going to imagine something to be way worse than it actually is. And then you're like, oh, why did I worry? And I think me and Kayla were both doing that.
Yeah.
We were like practicing outside in the cold.
Yeah, I was wearing
Yeah, Kayla was literally, she couldn't speak. She was shivering like crazy. I didn't see how it was like. It was, because Kayla weighs like 80 pounds. So the moment she steps outside, it's just like winter for her. But it was like, I guess it helped somehow. I think we just had to map out the songs. And honestly, I think it went really well. Like for what it was, it sounded really nice. And I posted it on Instagram because I liked it. And I want to do more stuff like that for sure. Maybe we could do some Instagram live things somehow from quarantine. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. As soon as this whole thing blows over and you guys are back up in full capacity, if you ever get to the point where you're touring and stuff like that, let us know. We will be at a show for sure.
Dude, that's awesome. You know what? We will keep that in mind, and we will probably have to crash on your floor when we tour. Because
hell yeah,
we'll make it happen.
Can't pay for Airbnb.
All
we'll bring
about
you, like, a case of beer or something to make it work.
Bro. All right.
Thank you guys for coming.
Are we still okay? I'm sorry. I'm making sure. Zoom is so finicky. Apparently, it's so finicky about the times constraints. So I have to keep making sure that we're good on time, so I don't ask a question and then it cuts out on us in the middle of talking.
Yeah, that's right. It's like
Yeah.
a half or 40-minute limit or something lame. like
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't have teacher. We don't pay for Zoom. We're two broke college kids.
Totally, man. I mean, yeah, best not to overdo it. That's totally fine.
Yeah. At some point in the future, hopefully we can have you on again in some capacity, some shape or form. And we will definitely be looking out for that new EP for sure. And if you have no problem with it, we might review it.
That'd be
As
great.
long
man.
as
Yeah, I'll gladly send it to you right when it's available. And yeah, review. Even if you hate it, review it. That's fine. Just tag us. If you hate it, just tag us. That's all we want. So
from the single, I am not expecting to hate it. I'm just gonna say that.
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you
Of course.
for having us.
So for the audience out there, this has been Phavors Music, Phavors with a PH instead of an F.
Oh yeah, that's
And-
crucial. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Go check out their website. Go check out their Instagram, and go listen to the debut single, "Petals." And keep a lookout for that new EP because I can see you guys going places. I truly can, and I really hope you do because that would be fucking sick.
Thank you, man. and I just want to say you have the perfect voice for radio, and I think you need your own radio station one day on like Z100 or something. I think you would nail that. I mean, Z100 kind of sucks, so I hope you have something like a Radiohead equivalent of Z100 kind of thing.
Got it.
But yeah, just
We'll have the In Rainbow station.
Yes, dude. That would be. I'd listen to it all the time. It'd be great.
All right.
Oh,
Sick, guys. Thank you again.
we will be in touch. All right.
For sure, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Peace out, guys. It's been good
Bye.
talking to you.
Take care.
Stay safe.
You too.